Hey guys, this is Hannah. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to talk about how to practice the flute. So this is something that's very important whether you are in lessons or not, whether you're a music major or not, whether you're a professional musician or not, beginner, professional, every level, everyone playing the flute needs to know how to practice it. So if you aren't in lessons but want to be, just a quick note, I do offer online lessons and the info for that will be down below. But without further ado, let's get into some information and tips on practicing the flute. All right, so first general thing that applies to everyone is have a plan. So have a plan for how long you want to practice, have a plan for kind of what you want to accomplish during that practice session. Especially if you're someone who practices a lot, odds are you probably don't practice in that one chunk. I can't imagine practicing for hours upon hours without any sort of break. But even if you're a beginner and you only practice a half hour a day, you might want to split that up into, two 15-minute sessions or three 10-minute sessions. So have a plan for what you want to accomplish right now with your practicing. Maybe even compare it to what you want to accomplish later in the day or later in the week. So that will just give you an idea of what you want to focus on, especially if you only have 15 to 30 minutes to practice. Then before you start practicing, get rid of any distractions. So put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Put it even on the other side of the room or in another room. If you're using your iPad for sheet music, like a lot of musicians are starting to do, put that on Do Not Disturb. It can help even to delete some apps that would send you notifications. So, not having your social media on your iPad if you're using that. If you're using your computer for, say, a metronome or to look up sheet music, don't have Facebook open, don't have Instagram open, don't have YouTube open unless you're listening to recordings or something like that. And then take breaks. So as I mentioned, especially if you have to practice a lot or you have a lot to work on, even if you don't, it can be helpful to take breaks because, our minds just get tired, get bored. I know that for me, I need breaks both for my, both like mentally and physically. So take breaks. It's up to you how long you want to practice before a break and how long you want the break to be. Sometimes I'll practice for a bit, have like a 5 or 10-minute break where I'll get some water and maybe go to the bathroom, and then I'll get right back into it. But sometimes I'll take a longer break. Maybe I'll practice before lunch, go eat lunch, then come back to the instrument. To do whatever works best for you and your schedule, but either way, breaks are really important, especially so that you don't overwork, your shoulder muscles or your hand muscles, or your lips. Especially if you're a beginner, you may not have enough stamina to just play. So just, keep that in mind. Keep yourself in mind and your comfort level. Then during school, so if you are a music major or if you're going into college to be a music major, this school year, when it does start back up, which as far as I know, a lot of universities are trying to do as much in person as possible, find gaps in your schedule. So for example, I had, the one semester I had a class at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday, and then I had a class at 10 a.m., but I didn't have anything at 9. So instead of going back to my dorm and just chilling for an hour, I practiced during that time. It's an easy one. So sometimes you may not have gaps. Also that year, Mondays, I think I had class from like 10 to noon without a break, and then had lunch, and then had a class at 1 till like 2:30, and then had marching band at 3. So that was kind of a lot. But find breaks where you can, go in early if you can. So, again, on those Mondays, I didn't have class until 10, but I still went in at like 8 or 8:30 to get some practicing done. Yeah, so find breaks in your schedule as much as you can, even if it's half an hour. That can sometimes be enough to get some good work done. And if you have a plan, you can make it work. Also, during school, keep your flute with you as much as possible, because you may never know. Sometimes the 10 o'clock class on Tuesdays didn't actually happen, or the 10 o'clock class I had on Monday, Wednesday, Friday didn't always happen. So I would just, if you did have a class at say 9 and you had a class at 10, but then like your 10 o'clock class got canceled, if you have your flute with you, you can easily go upstairs and practice. But if you're leaving it at home or in your dorm, then you just have to go back and get it. So even if it's a day where you don't have ensembles or lessons, or even if it's a time of day, say the morning, but everything like that is in the afternoon, just keep your flute with you, because you never know. And that can be a great way to get some extra practice in as well. So now if you are out of school and you're working, particularly if you have a 9 to 5 schedule, or even if you have something different, utilize your time before and after work. So when I worked full-time for a bank, my schedule was 8:15 or 8:30 to 5:30, 4 days a week, and then Saturday mornings. So on those 4 days out of the week that I worked, that wasn't my day off, I would wake up at 6:30 or 7, practice for half an hour to an hour, then at 7:30 start getting ready to go into work. I was lucky enough that my commute was 10 minutes. So of course, if you have a longer commute, you may need more time to do this. But right now, with a lot of things still being closed, you may be working from home, so you may have even more time. Of course, if you're not a morning person, it may feel like a lot to get up before work. So after work, try and focus on practicing then. Do some practicing between work and having dinner. Do a bit more after dinner. So yeah, I personally, even though I'm not the biggest morning person, I found it easier to practice before work because I was usually tired, just ready to be done for the day, especially after those 9-hour days. So, do what works best for you, but those are just things to keep in mind. And then this is especially important for people who may work full time, but it can also apply to students and just anyone. But figure out how you can practice without your instrument. So I've written an article about this, and I will try and link it below, about ways to do this. So, have your sheet music with you. If you have sheet music on your iPad, even if you don't read from that, you can review it on the go. You could even transfer it to your phone, so it's always with you, so you can just look at your sheet music. If it's with piano, try and get the score and review the piano part, see how your part fits in. And if it's an orchestral score, check out IMSLP. They have a lot, and you can see how your flute part fits in with the rest. Listen to recordings. There are a ton of great recordings on YouTube. You can also check iTunes and Spotify for things like that. Try and review your music theory, especially as a beginner. You may not know that stuff by memory yet, so just try and review it without playing your instrument. Look at a short exercise and remind yourself, okay, this is that key, this is that time signature, these are these notes. And one great way to practice fingerings, whether you're a beginner or more advanced, is to grab a pen. Again, working in a bank, I had tons of pens on hand, so I would just finger on the pens. And it wasn't the best way, but that was a great way to practice things I had memorized, so things like scales, arpeggios, all that sort of stuff. So those are some of my tips for how to practice. In terms of what to practice and how much to practice, that all depends on your level and your commitment to music. So, even like two equally skilled players, one who's a music major, one who's not, the music major is going to have more to work on than the one who's not. Doesn't make them a better player or worse player. It's just kind of what it is. So if you're a beginner, work on a couple exercises out of your method book. Hopefully you have a teacher who can guide you. If not, again, I'm offering online lessons, link down below. So you can get some guidance there. If you're more advanced, odds are you probably have tone work, technique, scales, repertoire, etudes, all of that stuff. So it is a lot to juggle, but that's why having a plan is so important. So yeah, but that is pretty much it for my tips on how to practice the flute. If you guys have any questions or if you like the video, please leave a like and comment down below and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back next week with another video. Bye.